Hey, 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 everyone. Welcome to Every Kind of I Do. I'm Jen with Weirdo Weddings Photography, and we're going to get into this kind of wedding, a vow renewal. Okay. This is the space where you're going to hear weirdo love stories. You're going to hear about couples that are doing it their own way. And you're also going to see like the things I've gotten to photograph across my career span and me sharing ideas with you and the wedding industry and couples getting married. This is for inspiration and information and things that make you think a little differently. So, welcome to Every Kind of I Do. I'm excited to get into this topic because, okay, everybody's got their opinion on things. That's fine. Have your opinions. You know what? Vow renewals or weddings too. Anything that involves a ceremony to me is a monumental moment, okay? When a couple that has been together for a while, no matter how it looks for them, and they decide to reaffirm their vows or, have new vows with each other where you're taking this moment to really share the love that you share with each other regardless of the ceremony. I think it's just the most magnificent, wonderful thing. Okay, so we are back at the Ren Fair this time with a full-on vow renewal. Okay, so we're gonna get into this, and I'm gonna highlight some of the things from this wedding that I thought were fantastic. Now, here's the thing about being your photographer. If you're getting married for the second, third time, I treat every wedding as if it's a brand new thing. If it's a vow renewal, I definitely treat you like it as a wedding as well. So when I'm photographing you, I'm literally thinking about how can I tell your story no matter what. That's kind of how I think about things. So I cannot wait to get into this. Let's go. All right, so we're going to start with our lead photo. Okay, something that we need to note here. This lovely officiant is also a musician at Fair. So I love the fact that she is dressed to the nine, head to toe. She's one of the most joyful and talkative people I've met in the most recent years. And she loves curating ceremonies and really collaborating. I love this about this officiant. So I think going back to the officiant, we talked about an officiant in a previous episode. When you are choosing somebody to work with, find somebody that has that joy in their craft. Find somebody that's excited to collaborate with you because you're going to get to hang out with them and they're going to run you through and guide you through this ceremony. And especially if you have a fun personality, let them have fun with you. Like if there's something fun in your vows, if there's something nerdy you want to do, this is the space to do that. I think it's fantastic. So if you think about, look at the joy. Look at the joy on his face. Look at her outfit. I love everything about this moment. But y'all, this is a vow renewal. This is the best thing. What a gift. What a gift to give yourself as a couple. And I love it. And you can see here that the bright yellow and sunflower details were happening today. A beautiful corset with chains on the side. They both match very well with each other. And it's just sometimes subtle is okay, subtle is necessary. Keeping it simple and beautiful and comfortable, that's awesome. So I wanted to do a photo of the entire family coming out from the ceremony because it was important to note that a vow renewal sometimes isn't just you two. Sometimes it's the whole family affair. Like if you have children, if you have friends, if you have grandmas and grandpas, and you have parents, it's a family affair. It's a very fun thing to celebrate with your loved ones. And so I want to come back to, again, I told you I want to have cakes and all of these. Not every single episode, y'all. Not every single episode will have a cake. But what I loved about this is this showcases their style very well and what they were going for on their day. We have a somewhat naked cake here. Let's just zoom in on that if I can. Somewhat naked cake with, it looks like silver drippings, actually. There's some silver drippings on here. There are bright, bright yellow sunflowers. But I also want you to note, look at their outfits a little bit closer here. You can see some more detail, this beautiful green corset with this brown, skirt, his gauntlets or whatever they're called. Forgive me if I'm getting the name wrong. The forearm pieces that people wear and tie on their arms. Goes very well with her brown tones. She's got a creamy shirt on while he's got more of a white shirt on. But you know what? It matches. Look at his pants versus her corset. Totally matches. But then you add in the cake with the beautiful flowers. Just take note at this beautiful three tiers, and I see it's naked. I think there's probably two different flavors at least. Sometimes you can get multiple flavors in one cake, you know? So I'm not sure. I don't remember how many flavors this cake had, but clearly it looks like several different kinds of flavors. But you also have that slight little detail at the bottom of each tier has this little, lovely frosting detail. But the flowers, I love that I could photograph this cake from almost every angle and it looks really good. Like it looks good enough to eat, not gonna lie. That's pretty awesome. Um, but I wanted to highlight this the color tones. The color tones are working for me. You've got these greens, these browns, and these very, very bold yellow sunflowers. And so, of course, what is a vow renewal without a lovely couple session to celebrate your life and your love? And here we can see her actual bouquet. This is what she was carrying, right? It feels like a mixture of wildflowers as well as some of the flowers from her headpiece here. And I do believe they might have gotten their hair braided on site too. So I know the family had gotten some of the braids done, but also take a look at her earring. The earring looks really cool. It kind of matches with everything. And I'm sorry, but they're just joyful and lovely. And it's just awesome. It's awesome to see all this love and all the cute things. And of course, I like to try to find greenery to put people in because, I mean, we're in a natural area. It makes sense to just bring out those naturey, foresty color tones and then let the yellow speak for itself. So, and then here we have some of the details. Again, we're zooming in on a little bit of the flowers, but now you can see a little bit more of his forearm piece. You can see the rings a little bit better. I tend to still do this traditional ring shot, mostly because there's something about hands. There's something about holding hands. There's something about your wedding day where you're also holding each other's hands, you're putting the rings on. Even a vow renewal, get new rings or use your regular rings. There's something about taking a moment to just give everything of yourself to that person in that moment and maybe do something new if you want to. But this beautiful purple flowers mixed with the tiny little yellow ones and the big yellow ones and the little purple ones. Oh, it's just lovely. I love it so much. So, has this kind of awakened some new color schemes in your life? Like, I love that this episode has taken us to these tones that I just like nature tones. And when you think about it in your wedding day, how does it all work together? And the great thing about these kinds of clothings is that you're going to wear them to multiple places. And especially if you're going back to fair, you're going to wear it again and again and again. And you're comfortable, right? You're comfortable. You've got nice shoes on. You've got, your comfortable corset. Because believe it or not, a lot of corsets can actually be comfortable. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys today that of this vow renewal is everything and more because of how special it was and how special they made it. And I just got to be there to photograph it, and it was fantastic. So I'm so glad you joined me on this episode. Thanks for listening. Leave a like and subscribe, grab one of those for me, and then also leave a comment. Are you thinking about getting your vow renewal on? Because I could love to hear your ideas. I would love to hear what your plans are. I have some vow renewals coming up this year that are going to be super fun. So let me know in the comments what you think about vow renewals and would you make it special? Would you make it unique? Would you do something different than you would think that you would do? Are you going to travel somewhere? Are you going to just, I don't know, go have a pizza? I don't know. Everybody's got their own thing. I took my husband up to Kid Craddock in the morning and we did a vow renewal on the air, you know? So, all right. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.